Most notable in his hatred for Jim Morrison was Jimi Hendrix. Back in 1968, Morrison and Jimi Hendrix were seen together alongside Janis Joplin. It's no secret to anyone that Jim Morrison could be violent. One such instance was his alleged assault of Joplin, causing her to smash a bottle over Morrison's head. This led to Hendrix being allegedly sexually assaulted on stage. Of course, this bothered Hendrix because his personality conflicted with Morrison. Known to those closest to him as spontaneous and blunt in his interactions, Morrison was the exact opposite of a demure personality. In recounting the memory of that night, an audience member said, "He had a lovely vibe about him. He was very shy and reserved. He was the same soft-spoken guy when he talked to women. Morrison was very abrupt, he said whatever he wanted to say." Leader of Grateful Dead has been outspoken in his disdain for the Doors, revealing it be tied to the band's lack of originality. Garcia explained, "I found them terribly offensive when we played with them. It was back when Jim Morrison was just a pure Mick Jagger copy. That was his whole shot, that he was a Mick Jagger imitation. Not vocally, but his moves, his whole physical appearance was totally stolen from right around Mick Jagger's 1965 tour of the States." Garcia felt that there were far more deserving of fame than Morrison. At the end of his life, Morrison retreated to Paris in an attempt to distance himself from his sexualized image as lead singer of the Doors. By then, it was too late for Morrison because he was synonymous with the symbols of counterculture and heightened sexual desire. Despite wanting to exude sophistication, Garcia never bought into it as anything more than a gimmick. Dennis Wilson, no doubt, had his own demons. Those of which were exacerbated by bad juju from an incident with known serial killer, Charles Manson. In Wilson and Morrison's friendship, there could seemingly be no bad blood. However, it all began to go awry when Morrison picked up Charles Manson when he was driving down the hazy oranges of Sunset Boulevard. At this time, Manson's involvement turned Wilson and Morrison's decent relationship into a distraught mess, made worse when Wilson attacked Morrison upon discovering he was heckling bands at the Whiskey A Go Go event. It could have been a mixture of two personalities of similar qualities butting heads, but the world may never know. Frank Zappa was well known for his anti-drug stance. Zappa expressed this belief saying that drugs should not give a person a license to be an asshole. He continued, "And I hate love songs. They gag me. It's difficult to accept they're the ultimate art form. And these soul groups who talk about how much soul they have, like they're out there sweating and looking at their watches." Because of this belief, Zappa believed Morrison to be the polar opposite to his stance, citing drugs were the cause of a quote-unquote collapse of American society. Lastly on our list, we have Velvet Underground's Lou Reed. Reed's glee when Morrison died was visceral and in poor taste. Because of their popularity in the California rock scene, the Doors were notable and well-liked. On the contrary, Reed hated them and called the California rockers stupid. It didn't help matters when they debuted on the West Coast and were condemned by those like Cher, comparing the band to suicide. And with that, we have the conclusion to today's video. Thank you for watching.